Hey, hello. Just getting ready to go through this stuff at the we got the, what is that, a pit case full of stuff and the box full of stuff like I was telling you about before in the videos. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put anything I need in my collection, like as far as maybe I need a bumper or something in there. I'm going to sort through it all, see what we got, and we're going to put the rest up on eBay there, guys. There's going to be a ton of stuff on eBay if you guys want it. But I'll go through the chassis. I'll take videos along the way and see what we come up with. Okay, guys, I got my main part bins over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all these little tester bottles and little cases and whatnot. See what we got. I'm going to go ahead and fill up my stock. If there's anything I'm lacking or needing, I'll put in there like tires and whatnot, and I'll go through these after a bit. But first I'm going to start on this box over here and see as far as what kind of parts or bumpers or shoes and whatnot, because I don't want to have like separate areas for it, so I'll put it all in my parts boxes and we will go from there. Okay, guys, just that. Okay, hey, listen, we got the tester bottles out of the box there, and we're going to go into them in no particular order and see what we get. Okay, this is fun. I got a little tester bottle there. It's got magnets and a few of the screws and whatnot, but trying to get them out of there is like I'm sorry, a freaking nightmare. So give me just a second. I'll see if I can get the rest of the contents out of that bottle. Just a sec. Okay, just got the rest of the stuff out of the bottle. All we have is screws and magnets. It looks like we have one more from one polarity than the other, and then that tester bottle is empty. Let's go to the next one. Okay, this next one looks like it's a thing of tires. Should be, I'm guessing, I hope, fairly easy to get them out. Just a sec. Hey, once again, those were fun getting out of the out of the little tester bottle. Some of them, you see that one in the front there? If they're bent like that, or if they're hard, or if they're crumbly, I'm getting rid of them. Some of them, haven't been separated for decades. So if they're supple, if they're worth using again, I'll use them. I just won't save them for the sake of saving them. There is an exception to the rule, like the dualies on the back there. If you're relying on like the outside tire and the dualies to really hold the like the tow truck onto the track, I get it. You can have one on the inside of the dualies there. That doesn't really matter if it grips a bunch, but if they're going to crumble, I don't want them on my cars and crumbling. So I'm going to go through each one and make sure that if they're supple, great. If not, I'm getting rid of them. That's where we're at. Okay, I just grabbed this bottle, looking from here. I'm not sure what we're looking at. Let me get out of the bottle. Just a sec. Okay, just got it out. I think I figured out what it was. In an earlier video, remember I told you the guy, he would take a shell there, in this case the Maserati, and we would cut off the back end to make it, I don't know, somehow lighter. I think this is probably a sliver of the Maserati. I may be wrong, might be a different car, but it's probably like, you see how short it is? It's probably a sliver like that, but it was in its own little bottle, so I had to check it out. All right, man. Oh, real quick, I was going through the tires in the segment, or the segment before. I only had one tire to get rid of. This was this taco-looking one, taco tire. That's it. I'm going to get ready to pitch it right now, but the next bottle I'm getting into, it looks like it has some clamps or some shoes in it, so we'll get into that next. Just a sec. Okay, hey, listen, possibly a really good find. I just turned over a few of them. Yes, we had a few clamps in the jar there, but we have mostly the shoes there. And I tell you what, looking at them, I turned over several of them. They don't have any playwear. They have age oxidation, but I couldn't see that they had any playwear on the shoes. There's no grooves, nothing like that. So I'm speculating he may have put his new ones into the bottle over there and always kept them sealed, but they don't look like the ones I looked at. The ones I looked at did not look like they had any playwear to them. So I'll investigate it further, but they look really good. Just as far as oxidation, 50 years of that, I understand that. But that's what it's looking like. Just getting ready to get rid of the taco tire in the front there, and I was looking at the jars back there, and the empty ones, it had the tire in it, and all of a sudden they fell. You see the two in the back there? They fell, and it's like a clump of, I don't know, two tires on the right and a mango one on the left there, but those are going as well. I just opened this one. It looks like more tires, and these just sprung out. So let me get the rest out. Just a sec. Okay, good. We got all the tires out of the little tester jar there. Looking up front here, guys, you can see that some are misshapen. They're going to go straight away. I'll check for, again, once it, if they're supple, they're going into my collection. If not, they're going in the bin. Okay, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tires out of the bottle that are misshapen or are kind of hard. I was just thinking about doing, just kind of dawned on me, is I know they've been misshapen for the last number of decades, but what if I was to put them between a clamp or a book, or have you book on a flat surface, and just see what they did in a couple weeks or something like that. Just a thought. All right, on to the next bottle. Okay, I grabbed 2 bottles here. It looks like guide pins in one, and what is that, springs or something in there? I think it is I don't know, we'll check it out. Let me get them out of the bottle, just a sec. Get everything out of the 2 bottles. It looks like long red one as far as the guide pins, and some of the used black ones. Some of the red ones don't look like they've ever been used though. And over here, what was in the other little bottle was a 3 springs. What do we have there? Part of a guide pin and a brush. Now, what's interesting is I remember being a kid, and even a used brush that was in good shape, you better save it. You better save it. So I think that's why it was in the bottle. Okay, good. Next up is the bottle here. It had a bunch of gears in it. It looks like the idle gears. I see a crown gear and whatnot, but all it seems to have is just gears in it. I don't see anything new or whatever. But that's what's in this bottle. Just got a few more to get to, guys. Just a sec. Absolutely too fun. I just opened up this bottle over here of axles, and there's a magnet in it, and they were all just stuck to the magnet. It's like absolutely perfect. Okay, out of there we got 2 of the longer axles, a mess of the standard T-jet axles, and 3, I don't know what the hell they were thinking, nails or something, but they're not, they're not of Aurora, that's for sure. Okay, so let me on to get the next bottle. Okay, here, next bottle, it looks like all hubs. Different kind of hubs. It looks like we have the standard T-jet hubs plus some of the truck hubs and whatnot. So I will get into those and sort them out. Okay, here are the hubs. It looks like this must have been his private stock. It doesn't look like this stuff has had playwear on it. I mean, the standard T-jet hubs look really good. The truck ones look like they're in good shape. Now, these little slivers over here, they're like he took hubs and was trying to make spacers or something. Don't know exactly, but everything here looks like, again, private stock. Looks really nice. Look at that guy, guys, a bottle of old oil, and what interested me is it still has its viscosity. I've seen these bottles to where they're so thick that nothing moves, and probably hadn't moved for decades, but I just thought that was neat. Got that in the box as well. Okay, next up is this bottle. It had various stuff in it. It's like probably odds and ends he couldn't fit into other bottles, so he put it in here. I'll go through it and sort it out, see what we get. Just real quick, I know I was going to go pardon me, to the next bottle, but again, the shoes, no sign of wear on them. The brush is down there. There's really no sign of wear on them. The gear over here on the left there, the idle gear, yeah, that's been used, but those 3 right there, there's no sign of wear on them. So he had like a lot of stuff from years ago that he never got to use. I mean, really neat stuff. All right, we're on to the next one. Got to be a little bit careful with this one. I just turned it upside down, and one of the bumpers moved, but when I tried to pull it out, it was like almost like trying to get one of those wooden Chinese puzzles apart. So I'm going to take my time and get them out. I'm going to get my tweezers over here and pull everything out just gently. I would hate to have part of a bumper broken because I wanted to get them out too quickly. So let me take my time, and we'll get these out of there. All right, look at the chrome that just come out of there. It looks like these up here to the left, I believe those are the Riviera. They looks like the Riviera bumpers. Guys, are these the rear bumpers, the Riviera? These 4 right here? They're all identical. I think they are, I'm not sure. I know that's to a Ford right there. What Ford, I'm not sure. And then behind that, it looks like front and back for the the Vet, not the Jag, the Vet. That's what those look like. So that was what it was in the bottle. I recommend don't put these things in a tester bottle. They were it took a bit to get them out, and I did it very, very slowly. All right, guys. Boy, I guess he liked Rivieras, huh? All right, just a sec. Okay, that's it for the tester bottles. Now, what am I going to do with, what do I got, 10, 12 tester bottles there? Put them on eBay, right? No, I have no idea. All right, guys, we're on to the next thing over here, which is the box of stuff, and I can see more bumpers and tires over there, so we'll get into those bit by bit, see what we get. Got one of those little plastic coffin cases, got some old tape on it. And it looks like we got a few bumpers, and I'm looking in there, some type of windshield, don't know what it is. So just some various things. Let me dump it out, see what we got. All right, out of there, that's what we have. I started laughing when I started opening it up, because it's like a couple more Riviera bumpers, and I think the glass is the Riviera as well. Some tires with the hubs on them, some bigger tires, a couple axles. What do we got? Guide pins. And then another one of those thin cut pieces. It might be to the Maserati over there. I'm not sure. And then you see that back bumper right there? It looks like it's one of the Fords. I don't know. Is that the Riviera or whatnot? But I think it might go with this other bumper that we have back there. So, I mean, from the other, it was in one of the little tester models. So let me go ahead and put this stuff into my my parts bins, and we'll get to the next one. All right, the next little box we got, it looks like it's got tires, but there's some other things in there too. I think there's tape on the front there. Got to get that off, then I'll open it up. Okay, just got the content laid out. We have some truck tires up there, some standard T-Jets, some more of the Doom Buggy, and the the tires like that. And they all look like they're very, very good. Some of them you can tell they have never been used. There's no track wear on a lot of them. Now the shoes up there, they're all oxidized. I'm not even going to put those into my parts bin. I'm going to keep those separate. I don't want any more growth. You know, I mean, I'm going to take care of those and get those cleaned up. But that was what was in the shell there. And with the little plastic shell there, that is kind of neat. It's got the Aurora emblem on the model motoring on it. I always like those. All right, guys, let me get into the next one. I'm at a loss. I don't know what the hell's in this one. Various chrome parts, maybe? I don't know. The little container had some weight to it, so I don't know if it's just plastic parts or what. Let me get into it. Okay, look at the content over on the right. We have some tools he must have used. There's a flathead screwdriver. The other one looks like an awl, and the one on the left there, like some type of pry bar. Don't know what he used it for, but those look like some of his tools. Everything else is plastic except for that gear in the middle there. I don't know what this stuff is from. I really don't. It is chromed out. I hesitate throwing it away. If you're ever doing like a rat rod or something, and you really want to have some chrome on it or something, just keep it. That's what I'm going to do with that. Might put it for sale, I'm not sure, but I think there's some pretty cool pieces in here. Okay, got this little vial, and I'm looking again right through there at some, at least one of the Buick Riviera bumpers. Maybe there's more. Don't know. And I saw some engine parts, some clamps. So there's some various things in there. Let me go ahead and get it out for us. All right, guys, got everything out of the vial. Got some more Buick Riviera bumpers, just what we need. But the chrome is really, 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 really good on all of them. It looks like it's like no playwear on them. 4 engine clamps in the back, and we have a couple of the engines here. 2 of them have the com plates, 2 of them don't, and we have that 1 com plate there. So that was what was in the vial there. Kind of miscellaneous stuff, putting them in one area, so I'll put them in my compartments and get everything sorted out. And next up, we got a number of the little boxes there. I think there's one more in there, but it's got some chassis and whatnot. And out of all of them here, just one of them has the Aurora emblem, or their logo in model motoring written on it. Tiny box there, guys. Looks like it has some weights in it or something. Let me get it out. No doubt he made these himself. The one there, the bigger one, it's got a hole all the way through it, like for an axle. So that was going up around the front guide pin or back, guide pin, something like that. And the other ones look like they could just be put into the back of the car to add it some extra weight or front wherever you needed it. But no doubt he made those himself. Very cool. This one's pretty self-explanatory. We got the joiners and the little pins that go in between there and whatnot. I don't need to get into that, but what's interesting is I don't see any plastic ones in there. As far as the joiners, I see all the metal ones that they had. Interesting find, but I think everybody's got way too much of these. Here we have some type of a small pillbox, and it's got magnets in it, a couple of bigger screws and whatnot. I'm going to get the stuff out of there that isn't slot car related, and again, just magnets or whatnot. Okay, nothing in here looks new. It looks like the project cars and a few chassis, and we got some engines. I'll go through it, see what we get. Let me go ahead and dump it out. All right, just got the contents emptied out there. The box back there that they were in, it's got the model motoring and the Aurora logo on it. That's kind of neat find. So out of the parts that we got a number of the engine plates. Look at that one engine plate back there. He drilled the heck out of that back gear, didn't he? I mean, boy, he put some holes in that bugger. There's a chassis there with one of the white crown gears on it, and I think these three have enough parts in them to make them work. I know they need shoes and axles and whatnot, but they all look like project chassis to me, so I think that's pretty good. I have enough spare parts to get those going. So that's it as far... Oh, no, the only thing out there in the box is... Let me get them out for you, just a sec. Here they are. They're kind of cool. I always like the old controllers there. I much prefer the trigger ones, but these are always cool. And they look like they're in great shape. I looked at the bottoms. They look good. I tested the steering wheel as far as, does it feel like it should, and it does. It does. So it's a neat find. Looks like they're in good shape. Without testing them, I would bet that they work. All right, next up, I'm going to get into the pit case. We'll go one by one, check out the bodies, the shells, and see what what we've got, a couple chassis, controllers. We'll go through it, see what we get. All right, let's start off with the Buick, the Riviera. Hey, we actually have a Riviera, not just the bumpers. This one does have the front and the back bumper, so, and the glass is over there. We found that earlier in one of the bins, but... let's see what we got down here in the bottom. A couple of rusted screws. We've got a guide pin. Underneath the screw there, looks like he's got a couple of, I don't know what they look like maybe a red guide pin or something. I bet you that was to jack it up because he carved the back wheel wells out. He probably had the larger tires back there. So I'll get the glue in there. I'll give it a bath. We'll get a chassis for it. Probably put some big tires on the back of it. We'll make it look nice before it goes on eBay, but that's the Buick. Here is the Maserati. He painted it gold. Nice thing about it is it does have the front bumper there. It looks like it's all intact too. Back end of it does have the windshield in case you need a windshield, and looks like the screw posts are intact, but he did paint it gold. So that's what we got as far as the Maserati, guys. Got the two chassis. Looks like they're all there, but they're just as oxidized. I mean, they're both just as oxidized as each other. Those will be projects, and we'll see if we can get those running down the line. Looks like we have the, what is that, Ford GT, and I'm just looking here. It's obvious that the wheel wells have been cut in the front and the back there. But look at the back wheels here. Now, that's kind of interesting. He has... And I asked him about this. I said, I see the bigger tires, but why do you have the standard T-Jet tires on the inside there? And he had a great explanation for it. Let me go ahead and resituate the camera and get what I'm talking about. Just a sec. Okay, I'll see if I can demonstrate this to you. He says, if the car, he's talking about years ago, if the car would go off the track a little bit, that smaller T-Jet tire, it's hard for me to show you, but that small T-Jet tire back there would grip the side of the track there. So that's why he would put them on there, and he goes, it works. Now, I didn't say this to him, but I'm thinking in my head while he's telling me, the reason for that tire to be on there like that, I'm thinking, don't you have any guardrail? But I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything at the time because most of us use guardrail, but I thought it was a very, very, very interesting thing that he did. And then I'm looking over here, and he has a lot of his axles and whatnot already set up with the tires like that. So he really used it. He really used it a lot. And when I looked through the box of track that he had, there wasn't any guardrails. He didn't have any guardrails. So again, I thought it was pretty ingenious what he came up with. Just a neat little tip. Thought I'd pass it on. We are looking at, is that the Lola? I think that's a Lola, yeah. I know the stripe, that's not going to be there when I get done with it. The 3 on the front there. I think there's some other decals, and I think this is the one that was really oxidized. Yeah, I looked at this earlier. Boy, I hate to see all that. Got to get all that off, clean it up real good, see if we can get that chassis running. I would hate to try to sell that on eBay as is like that. Not coming for me, guys. Here's this, the old Ford. It's gray, I like that, but again, he chopped the back end off there. Some guys might like that still, but I'm not going to keep it. I don't need that. And the screw post looks like they're in good shape. And if you need a front bumper, if that's what you need, that front bumper's in good shape. It's in real good shape. Okay, next up is a GT. The back windshield looks a little funky, and there was a little piece of a windshield probably goes with this, but it looks busted. I do recall, yes, that the oxidation is on this one too. So again, we'll clean that up. We'll get the chassis running if possible, and see if we can get it looking good for eBay. Inside one of the little bins in the pit case, he had the axles with the tires, the hubs. And again, you see how he did the smaller tires on those hubs. I think it's a great idea. Actually, I'm going to try it. I'll probably take some of the guardrail off of my track here and give it a shot. But he had those all ready to go. They all look pretty good. In the last little compartment, he had one of the screwdrivers, and he had the old plunger controller there. But boy, I've never seen clamps like that, like he's got on the end of that controller there. But anyways, I would have to test it and see if it works. Don't know if it works. Don't see any reason why it wouldn't work, but it hasn't been tested. There's 2 more bins in there, but those are like leftover stuff, and it's the oil in the other one. And the pit case itself, the top is ready to come off, and the 2 flaps that go on the side compartments, those are off. So the pit case is shabby at best. At best. All right, guys, I'll take some more videos. This will conclude this one. I'll take some videos as far as what I'll be putting on eBay and what things look like just before I put them on eBay, and I'll give you guys a heads up well before I do that. All right, guys, have fun.